Following closely this story with Courtney Tailor, the lowly Karen. I like to liken her as being and only being a Karen. This woman, I don't think she had any form of respect for her now deceased boyfriend, Christian Sully. I think she always thought of him as a black man being beneath her, lower than her. And the way that she spoke to Christian Obumseli on this recording that we're going to hear, you are going to hear her just talk so low to Christian. And she talks like she's outraged and just like a lunatic. The way you're going to hear this recording, this woman was talking like she was a lunatic on this recording. She's screaming in this very loud, just kind of psychotic like form, how she's screaming at him. She's calling him names. She's asking to slap him. And the reason why she's so enraged is because he merely was riding his bike and he said hello to a woman who is her friend, and he just said, "Hey, hello. I see that you're going live with Courtney." That's all he said to the woman. And it took her and flew her in a rage. This woman is clearly very, very insecure. And in this relationship, it appears as though she always thought he was cheating. And she always had this low perception of this man as being beneath her. And you're going to hear it. We're going to play it right now. Another disturbing thing about it is she likes to play the little innocent white girl victim. When she calls the police, I hope there's a recording on here too, or there's actually a video camera of her talking to police in another incident that happened, and she's telling the police that, he's always victimizing her, and she's this lowly, innocent woman. And she's like, I could have called the police so many times, but I have chosen not to. But in reality, the whole time, this woman has been the abuser of this man. The question I have is, this man has always downgraded black women. He's always made it as though black women were beneath him. Yet he tolerated this outrageous rage and abuse, guys, from this woman. I want you guys to take a listen to this recording and tell me what you think. Ugh. Sorry for the ads. Here it is, guys.
Don't touch me! What is going on? Like, are you gonna get this mad at me when I'm apologizing to you? Like, you're thinking I'm doing it on...
So she's yelling at him, telling him give her phone. Mind you, just a backstory, he doesn't have her phone. But she's yelling at him in this very irate, crazy voice saying, give me my phone. And then he tries to touch her to console her. And she's like, don't touch me. Just crazy, right? This woman is a lunatic. I would have been out of there. I don't know why he was still with her.
Drop your high pitch. Okay, I'm not doing it on purpose. You touched up. Like, what are you gonna get this mad at me? Give me my phone. Don't touch me. What is going on? Like, are you gonna get this mad at me when I'm apologizing to you? No, Christian. Like, you're thinking I'm doing it on... Drop your high pitch. Okay, I'm not doing it on purpose. You touched the hard. You know damn well the right thing to do is...
So look how cooperative he is. She is yelling at this guy at the top of her lungs, a lunatic, right? And he is trying to console her, and she has the audacity, y'all, to tell him to drop his high pitch. Excuse me? Aren't you yelling at him? But see, she thinks he's so beneath her, he doesn't have a right to raise his voice at her as this docile snow bunny. She's like, drop your high pitch. But look how loud she's yelling. So she feels like she's entitled to yell at him in this manner, but yet he's not entitled to get a little concerned and roused up because of defending himself. So let's go back to that a little bit.
You know damn well the right thing to do is to tell me. Yes, and I am...
And that's how insecure this woman is. She is this crazy and angry because he merely said hello to a lady friend of hers in passing. He didn't stop. He didn't flirt with her. Didn't get her number. He just said, oh, hey, hello. I see that you're on a live with Courtney. That's all. That was the whole essence of the conversation. And she's this irate over that small thing because he merely didn't tell her that. This woman was a psychotic, crazy lunatic.
Apologizing to you? No, Christian. Like you're thinking I'm doing it on Drop your high pitch. Okay, I'm not doing it on purpose. You tough Sahara, you know damn well the right thing to do is to tell me. Yes, and I am so sorry. So shut up and let me f***ing slap you, dumbass. No, you're not gonna slap me. Give me my phone.
So she's telling him, shut up, let me slap your dumb ass. And you can hear him trying to apologize. In fact, I don't know why he had to apologize just by merely saying hello to somebody. This woman is crazy. She's very insecure. And let me tell you a backstory why she is so insecure. She is so insecure because she was in a previous relationship with a wrestler. I don't know if that guy, no, sorry, he's not a wrestler. He was like one of those muscle competitor guys that had the big muscles. He was a fitness competitor. And he was in a relationship with Courtney. And she didn't even know that he was actually married with children. Later on, they've been in this long relationship. And later on, she finds out he's married and all this. I suspect because that happened to her, she had harbored this insecurity. So now she gets with Christian and now she is micromanaging his every move. If he says hi to a woman, if he even looks at a woman, if he even smiles at a woman, it sends her in a flying, abusive, psychotic rage. This woman is crazy. And once these recordings come out in court, I guarantee you the jurors are not going to like this woman.
Like you're thinking I'm doing it on Drop your high pitch. Okay, I'm not doing it on purpose. You tough Sahara, you know damn well the right thing to do is to tell me. Yes, and I am so sorry. So shut up and let me f***ing slap you, dumbass. No, you're not gonna slap me. Give me my phone. You have your phone. I don't have it anymore. Find it and f***ing charge it. What?
So you see how crazy this woman is? She treats Christian Obumseli as if he is her servant. She, first of all, says, let me slap your ass. And you see how he backs down, very vulnerable. He's like, no, don't hit me, whatever. This man has so much patience for her. It's insane how much patience this man had. So it's like for her to now come and say he was abusive when he has an actual recording. And I applaud Christian because Christian started recording these fights. He probably has a lot more recordings on his phone that he has to save it as evidence. And the reason why is because he knew he was this big black man dating this little docile white woman. And she's not even docile to guys. She's very muscular and a bigger woman. Okay. She's not as small as people think. She knocked a man's jaw out. That's how strong this woman is. Okay, so let's make that clear. But he knew that this woman could always lie, and being the Karen that she is, she could lie to officers and say that she is the one that's abused. So he started recording these fights that he was having with her, these altercations. He started recording those as evidence. And officers found this recording on his phone. There's probably a lot more that's going to come out in trial of many other recordings that he did. So they're giving us a little appetizer of what is to come, basically.
Find it, I'm sorry, Courtney. I don't care. Find it,
and now she's in a flying rage about losing her own phone. She lost her phone, right? And now she's angry at Christian telling him to find her phone and charge it. The nerve of her. It's like, why is he your slave? Is he your servant? That's kind of how she's talking to him. In her mind, he is beneath her. He is not even at her level. She dates these black men to make them subordinate to her because that's how she views them, because she knows in society, she thinks that the black man is devalued in our country, which they are, sadly. And so she treats him like that. She's treating him like her. My charger, find my phone and charge it. Like it's his duties. You lost your phone, Courtney. So why don't you find your own phone and why don't you charge it? But no, she's getting mad at him for something she did. Her own negligence.
Yeah, man. Oh, man. I'm telling you, I'm sorry. Find my phone and charge it. I don't know where your phone is.
Look at her screaming at the top of her lungs like she is a little child. Can you hear this? When I heard this, I was floored. I knew the woman was crazy, guys, but I didn't know she was this crazy.
Find it. Can you help me find it? I won! So what? Find it! Why are you screaming, man? Not man, but why? Yeah, man.
could tell he's so terrified of her. He accidentally calls her a man, and he like backs it up to correct himself because he's afraid she's gonna get mad again. So he's like, man. And he's like, no, I mean not man, but you know. And she's like, yeah, man, yeah, man. So now she's angry about that he called her a man when he really wasn't. It's just like a word of speech. Sometimes we'll say, man, stop, you know, but we don't really mean that the person's a man. Like if it's a woman and you say that. But he's so terrified of the woman that he hurried up and corrected his terminology because he didn't want her to get mad, and she got mad about that. It's like any little thing he does, he's walking on eggshells with this woman.
You're acting on me hard again. Just go out. No. You said she might. Bitch, just find my goddamn phone. I don't have your phone. Can you just find my phone? Can you just please shut up?
Like this woman is psychotic. And you got to ask yourself, why was Christian Obumseli staying in a relationship with a woman this crazy? Is it that he worshipped and placed his snow bunnies on these pedestals so much that he was willing to endure any form of psychosis? Oh my gosh, guys, this recording is I'm terrified over here. If I was a man, I would have been out. I don't know how these men tolerate this. If I was a man and I had a woman this crazy, I would have picked up my stuff the same day and never returned. So this is the type of stuff he dealt with on every other day when she was drinking alcohol and got drunk and was using drugs, and he just tolerated it. And he was always kind of like her little servant walking around enduring her abuse. It feels like that based on this recording.
Shut up! You went to go talk to her without talking. I didn't go to.
Did you hear that? Shut up! You went to go talk to her without talking to me, and he didn't do it. He just said all he said, guys. This is the essence of what he said. He told the woman, "Hey, hi, how are you doing?" He didn't even say that. He just said, "Hey, I noticed you're on the live with Courtney." That's all he said. And she's in this crazy rage over that one little sentence he said to the woman.
Yes, he did. You always have a asshole. I was on. You literally told me about it. Now he's like, damn. What are you doing, son? I didn't go to talk to Haro. I was going on a bike ride. Wait, what the? Get off of me! He's going to talk to Haro. This is going to make you act like this?
See, he's like, I didn't go to talk to Harla. I was just on a bike ride. And she's angry. She, in her delusional mind, guys, she thinks any person he says that's a woman he says hi to, she thinks they're in a relationship. And she feels as though he has to tell her he has to report to her anytime she says she speaks to a woman. And so what happened in this case is he's riding on a bike. He happens to, see one of Courtney's friends. He just says, hey, I see that you're on a live with Courtney, and goes about his day. He didn't tell her about that little small conversation they had. The friend, though, says, oh, I saw your boyfriend. He said hi to me. That is what basically threw her in a fit of rage. Isn't that crazy? You talk to her without telling me. This woman's crazy. That's why I told you guys my theory about why she killed him. I told you guys this is what I thought. Watch my other video. I said my theory was, and this is before this recording came out, my theory from the get-go was that when he left to go get those sandwiches, because they made up, they were back in a relationship again, he left to go get some sandwiches. He was gone for 4 hours, okay? During that time, she got mad because she thought he was out with another woman. And that's what threw her in a fit of rage, because once she was arguing with him on the phone with her mother on the line, she kept telling him that he was lying to her. So this woman is very paranoid. I know people like her because my mom used to be just like this woman. I remember when my mom used to have boyfriends when I was growing up, and if the man was late and he would come back from work even 2 or 3 minutes late, she thought he was cheating. And she would yell just like Courtney. So it's like, I know that same type of abusive nature because I've seen it happen in my childhood. So this woman is a loose cannon, psychotic woman. She shouldn't be with any man. Just be real. She shouldn't be with any man. She knocked out the jaw of one man. She beat up another one of her exes, which is going to testify in the trial, guys. You guys, this trial is going to be so crazy. Y'all need to watch this trial. I'm telling you, a lot of people were mad at Christian because he said some racial things about black women. But I'm telling you, this you got to watch this trial, because there are going to be exes that are going to come in and talk about the abuse Courtney did to them. because she is alleging that this was self-defense. So the prosecutors are going to have to establish a modus of operandi with this woman having a pattern of being an abusive person. Now, whether or not this is going to come in, it may or may not come in because usually that's inadmissible evidence unless they can find an exception to bring this type of information. And they can't just say, oh, well, because she beat up her other prior boyfriends, then she more than likely beat him up in this case. There's going to be a hearing, a motion in limine hearing, where the prosecution is going to have to come up with a very good argument to get those prior exes to be able to come in and talk about the abuse. And I think the way they're going to try to be creative with it is that she's alleging self-defense and that she's this docile, innocent woman. And that is going to be the argument prosecutors going to say, well, we should be able to rebut her allegations that she's this docile, innocent woman and that she was just being abused by this man because she has a pattern of beating the heck out of her exes and boyfriends because she always thinks someone is cheating on her.
On a bike ride and she passed me and I said hi. You and Courtney are having a live chat. My bad, I forgot to tell you that. That doesn't make you to act and call me a Yes, thank you.
See, did you hear him? He explained, he said, I was on a bike ride. I see the girl. I say, hey, you're on a live chat with Courtney. And Courtney is in this psychotic 5150 rage because he didn't tell her that. And she found out from the friend. But I'm like, all this yelling and screaming and cursing and wanting to slap him in the face, all because he did one little sentence. He said one little sentence to her friend on a bike ride. She thinks in her delusional psychotic mind, because the woman's just crazy, right? In her crazy mind where she thinks she's so privileged, she can treat black men like this. That's why she dates black men. She dates black men because she knows in society she can claim to be this innocent, docile woman who is victimized when she knows in her mind, her heart, that she's really a toxic, insecure woman. And she just realizes that she's a sick woman. She knows she has problems. And I know that she knows this because in a prior interview, when they asked her who her prior ex was, she immediately told them not to contact the guy because he was going to say some bad things about her. So I knew that because she was so much protective over that, she didn't want it to come out that she's toxic. She even admitted on that interview that she is a toxic woman. She knows that black men put her on a pedestal because a lot of black men, guys, they worship the non-black women. They don't like black women. They worship any woman that is not just white. She could be white, she could be Hispanic, whatever she is, but just as long as she's not black, basically. They like exotic women. So these women know that these men will put them on a pedestal and will tolerate literally anything they do because they worship these women, right? So because she knows this, she targets black men because she feels she can get away with her abusive nature. If she did this same abusive nature to a white man, that white man would have been gone because he's not going to tolerate that. He's like, I'm cool. I'm not going to tolerate your abuse. I'm out of here. I can find some woman that will respect me. So she's going to find a man that's going to worship her, put her on this pedestal so that she can exert her abuse on these men because of her own insecurities and drug addictions and problems that she has, because she knows they will tolerate it. And that's what this guy did. He constantly belittled him and lowered himself and put her on this pedestal and allowed her to continually abuse him in the way that we see this recording is manifesting.
I want you to get away from me. Get away from me.
And the weird part about it is she's telling him to get away from her as if she's the one that's the victim. So I'm going to play this one more time all the way through because I kept interrupting it so that you can hear it all the way through, guys. I just wanted to stop it to kind of give my opinion on it, and then I'm going to play it through so you can get your own opinion of the recording.
Don't touch me! What is going on? Like, are you gonna get this mad at me when I'm apologizing to you? No, Christian. Like, you're thinking I'm doing it on purpose? Drop your high pitch. Okay, I'm not doing it on purpose. You touched the heart. You know damn well the right thing to do is to tell me. Yes, and I am so sorry. So shut up and let me f***ing slap you, dumbass. No, you're not gonna slap me. Give me my phone. You have your phone. I don't have it anymore. Find it too funny because I have to go meet Arma again. You have to go out? No! You said he might. Bitch, just find my goddamn phone. I don't have your phone. Just find my phone. Stacey, can you just please shut up? Shut up. You want to go fucking talk to her without talking? I didn't go. Yes, you did. You always want to fucking asshole. Courtney, I was on. You literally told me about it. Now it's like, damn. What are you talking about? I didn't go to talk to Aro. I was going on a bike ride. Wait, what the? Get off of me! He's going to talk to Aro. Is this going to make you act like this? You literally talked to her without telling me. Courtney, I was on a bike ride and she passed me and I said hi. You and Courtney are having a live chat. My bad, I forgot to tell you that. That doesn't make you an acting call me a. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I want you to get away from me. Get away from me.
That is so sad. And guys, this type of woman, she has for many years been used to black men worshiping in her and putting her on a pedestal and telling her how amazing she is, and how she's just this most valuable woman, and how they can't stand black women because all these list of things they do, and they really want only exotic or white women and all these things. And so she's been hearing this her whole freaking beauty life, and she likes all the attention she's getting from these type of men. So that's why she started saying in the interview she only dates rich black men, because she likes the way they worship her, and she can get away with stuff like this. She can't get away with it with men that have certain self-value, like, for example, men in her ethnic group. She can't do that. She knows she can't do that. Those men who have self-value, self-respect for themselves are not going to put up with her abuse. Okay? They're not going to put up with that. So, because of that, she has started exerting this abuse on different men that she's been with. This is not the first man she was abusive to. There is records and testimony and statements from at least two other boyfriends, and then one that is deceased now, who had his jaw knocked out. He can't testify, unfortunately. He's now gone, because he died of, I believe, from a heart attack. But she just has this history of doing this because she knows these different men just put her on this pedestal. And then she knows in our society, she can make herself appear as though she's this docile, innocent woman, and this big black man is beating on her and all these things. Because there's actually a police recording of her talking to the police in a prior incident, and she claims up and down that Christian Noble had hit her so many times, and she's so terrified of him, and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. She knows how to put on the tears and make it look like she is this docile victim. As sad as it is, guys. And she's going to try to do that in this court trial. In this jury trial, she's going to make it look like she is again the victim, and that he is beating on her and all these things, right? And she had to use self-defense. But in reality, did we go over this recording? I don't think we did, guys. I don't think we did the 911 call yet. I'm gonna play this too. Did I play this already? I'm gonna play this too. He find her phone and charge it. Oh yeah, I'm gonna put this one too. Desperate for help. But anyway, so she has been so used to being this docile woman, pretending to be this docile woman, and putting on the fireworks and the tears when the officers come, when in reality, she has always been the regressive person. And the cops have come many times, and there's actually a recording out there. Let me see if I can find it. I just watched it today. I can't find it right now, guys, but she's talking to the officers, and even the officers are not believing her in this prior abusive incident with the landlord calling the police. Other people called the police. The cops came, and they're not even believing her little cries and tears. And she's talking to the cops. She's like, will you just listen to me? Will you just listen to me? I've had so many opportunities to call the police, and I did it, and he just won't leave me alone. And she just puts on a show, guys. But this time it's not going to work. This stuff is coming out now. There's recordings that luckily Christian Mbomseli did. Luckily, he was smart. There are statements from friends, statements from ex-boyfriends. The list is going to the skies, baby. Just saying. It's going to the skies of all the different evidence that this woman was a psychotic, crazy, abusive woman who felt entitled because of her riches, her fame, her beauty, and how these men kept putting her on this pedestal and allowing her to exert her abuse upon them and enabling her. They were enablers because they just kept tolerating it. And Christian Obumseli all tolerated it all the way up until his last moments. All right, guys. So let me know what you think about this. I love you so much. Take care.